Hey kids, Mr. Snyder here. I'm sitting outside at the Cape May County Zoo right here in Courthouse, and I'm going to be virtually teaching us a lesson from outside today. And our lesson is going to be about a game called Frisbee golf. If you've never heard of Frisbee golf, that's great. I'm going to be teaching you it in today's video. But before I get into that, I want to point out that I'm wearing my purple for our week of respect. Wear bright colors because we want to respect everybody and show everybody that we care about their feelings and have what's best in mind for everybody. So if you live by one simple rule that I've lived my life by, and that's treat others the way that you want to be treated. And if you do that, that's showing the respect and appreciation towards each other that we should, and it will make everybody much more comfortable and happy in their day-to-day life. So keep that in mind as we're doing things in and outside of school to treat others the way we want to be treated. So let's get into this lesson. All right, so we're going to jump into the lesson of Frisbee golf. I'm going to explain why it's Frisbee golf and how it relates back to the actual game of golf and the rules and how we're going to play it. And then I'm going to play some holes here for you, and we're going to videotape it. And hopefully everybody, when you have time, it's beautiful like this, hop outside and come to the county park and play some Frisbee golf. So I went to the front desk and I asked them for a map. They gave me a map here. It looks like this. Gives me all the holes for the Frisbee golf. And as you can see on this map, it tells me the hole number, it tells me the par, and it tells me the distance of that hole. So just like a regular golf course, if you go to a golf course, it's going to be 18 holes, and it's going to have a par, it's going to have a distance for that hole, and it's going to tell you what direction you're traveling in. So now we can use regular Frisbees for this if we have Frisbees at home and we don't feel like going out and getting Frisbee disc golf. However, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I bought us some Frisbee golf discs so then I can show you the proper way to throw and play Frisbee golf. So let me open up this disc pack, and it's a starter set. It was $27 at Dick's, and it comes with 3 different Frisbee golf discs. So as we can see, I have 3 different discs. You guys can't really tell, but some of them are a little bit heavier and some of them are a little bit thinner or harder plastic. So we're going to look at the discs and I'm going to explain how they work. All right, so here's how the discs work. This disc here, this bright colored tie-dye one, this is going to be my long distance thrower. It's a little bit harder, it has a nice thick rim on the outside of it, and this is going to be what they call my driver. So I'm going to be driving the disc as far as I can by throwing it to the hole. Now, just like in golf, there's different clubs. So a driver is for when you're hitting the ball the longest range and you want to see how far you can get it. So on those holes that have longer distances, you want to use that driver first. Now, there's a mid-range disc. It's a little flimsier. It doesn't have as thick of a rim on the outside. It's a little bit lighter weight. This one is going to go a little bit less of a distance. This is going to be my mid-range disc. Okay. Again, that's going to be if I use my driver first, I can use that as my second throw, or that can be my first throw if it's a shorter distance from the tee box to the Frisbee golf net. Now the last disc, a little bit flimsier. It's a smaller size, just by a little bit, and it has a thinner rim on the outside of it. This is going to be my putter. You're going to be putting this disc. So what I mean by that is when we play regular golf, you're going to be hitting that ball a short distance on the greens, where in Frisbee golf, we're going to be throwing that putter short distances from getting it off of our last throw closest to the hole and getting it into the hole. Let's get started. So on here, hole number 1, it says it's a par 3 and it has a distance of 235 feet. So what that means is from where I'm starting my throw, my first throw of the game, throwing a disc or a Frisbee, I'm throwing it towards the hole, which is a net with chains that is trying to catch the Frisbee. My par is 3. which means that I want to throw the Frisbee 3 times in order to get it into the hole. If I throw it more than that, I've gone over par, and if I throw it less than that, I'm doing really good. I'm under par. So under par is better, over par, not so great, but starting out, learning, you're gonna probably be over par most of the time, but don't get discouraged because it's just like golf. So if you're playing with somebody, the lowest score is gonna be the winner, and the person with the least amount of points at the end is gonna win that game. So my distance of 235 feet, I talked about earlier, my 3 discs that I got from Dick's Sporting Goods. Here, I'll show you again. I got it in my starter pack right here. Comes with a Frisbee golf starter pack, and it comes with 3 discs. So if it's 235 feet with a par 3, I'm probably going to want to start out with my driver, which is my long distance disc. If I'm a little bit more advanced and I can throw a little bit further, maybe I want to do my mid-range disc, because it's not that super far, but I don't want to underthrow it and have too many shots on one hole. Now, just like golf, if we're using our driver, it's gonna go the furthest distance possible, and it's gonna go down towards the net or towards the hole in regular golf, which is called the fairway. So if you're on the fairway, that's really good. If you're in the rough, that's the harder stuff outside of the fairway, like where the trees are and the bushes and the higher grass. That's called the rough. Now, so if you stay on the fairway and you get close to that hole, that's when you want to bring in your putter. Your putter is going to be your smaller disc that's a little floppier, a little lighter weight, actually a little bit heavier, sorry. And you're going to be throwing that a short distance. It's going to be a straight shot right to that net, and it's going to stop in the chains, and that's going to be your last shot of the hole. So if you have a short hole, so for example, here at the Calumet County Zoo, hole number 6, it's a par 2, so that's only supposed to be 2 throws to get it into the hole. I'm probably gonna just go with my putter and see if I can get it close enough with that, or I can go my mid-range and try to get a hole-in-one. Whatever you're comfortable with, just like in golf, if you get a hole-in-one, that's excellent, and you're gonna have a really good score at the end of the game. All right, so I flipped my camera around here so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So as you can see, hole number 1 is a par 3. It's 235 feet. Now, if I look at the map, I want to find number 1, and I want to find the arrow from where I'm supposed to start. So I'm going to start that arrow, and I'm going to throw the Frisbee towards the net. Hole number 2, I'm going to be up here, throwing it towards hole number 2, and I'm going to continue on until I get to hole number 18. Now, let's see where hole number 18 is. Hole number 18 is right back here. But as you can see, we're going to be moving around. 1, 2, 3, 4's over here. There's 2 4 holes. 5's in the woods over here. 6. And then 7 is down here in like the main park. So you got to walk around a lot, just like in regular golf. You're getting your exercise in by walking this course and being physically active that way. Now, just like in golf, our Frisbee golf, we're working on our arms and our shoulders muscles, because when you're throwing a Frisbee, you're using your shoulders, your back, and your arm muscles. Just like when you play golf. You swing a golf club, you're using your arm, your back, and your shoulder muscles. So as you can see, this is my putter here. This one here is my mid-range. So if it's a longer course and I want to be able to throw multiple shots before I use my putter, I can use this. And if I have a really long one, let's see, if I have a really long one like hole number 7 is 466 feet. I'm going to use my disc here, that's my driver. So my driving disc is going to be my furthest one that's going to go the longest distance, and that's when I'm going to bring in my other disc. So I'm probably going to throw my driver once, throw my mid-range once or twice, and then my putter once or twice. Hopefully not more than that, because that's already setting me over par. But like I said, as we're learning and showing each other how to do this through a video, it might take me a little bit more than it normally would to get the disc into the hole, and that's completely okay. All right, so I've explained the holes, I've explained the distance, how many feet it is, I explained what par is. Par is the amount of shots that you want to take to get the Frisbee disc from starting throw to ending throw in the net. Same as golf. You want to tee off at the tee box, hit the ball down the fairway, and then hit the ball onto the greens where you're putting. Once you putt and the ball goes into the hole, that's going to be your ending score, and you're going to have par the same way you do in Frisbee golf. So let me take you on a little walk here, make sure I don't lose any of my papers. But I'm going to walk across the course here, and as you can see, we're outside, and it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. So here's the pond behind me, and this hole that I'm taking you to is not hole number 1. It's going to be hole number 15, but it's the closest to where I was sitting. So we're going to talk about hole number 15 here, and let's show you. So this here is a Frisbee golf hole. So as you can see, it has chains in it. So when your Frisbee hits, it's going to drop down into this basket. So this basket is what's going to catch your Frisbee golf disc as you're throwing it. So as the Frisbee golf disc is coming in, it's going to hit the chains and it's going to drop into the basket. Once your disc is in the basket, or maybe gets stuck in the chains, that's when you know that you're done that hole, and that's your score. So if it takes me 3 throws to get it into this basket, then I have a 3 for the hole. If it takes me 1 throw to get it into the basket, then I get a hole in 1. Just like in golf, that's the best shot you can have. So let's check this basket out one more time. Different angle for you guys. So this angle is a little bit easier to see. I'm not in the camera because I'm not having the camera face towards me. But again, you can see the chains up here and your basket down here. And there's our disc number. It's disc number 15. So this is going to be hole number 15 for our Frisbee golf course. And if you want to check out more courses, discgolf.com will give you more disc courses that you can find in different areas or all over the state. And this little flag here helps you to see where the hole is. So as we can see, it's a gorgeous area to play in. It's nice outside. We're right here by the pond. There's another hole hanging over there in the tree. We can see that. And we're going to get moving around here, and I'm going to play a few holes, and I'm going to teach you guys how to play it. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so now we've talked about the course, we talked about the hole, we talked about the basket where the hole is, and we talked about par on the hole and the direction of travel on the map. So now let's talk about how we're going to hold this Frisbee. So just like a regular Frisbee, it's flat on the top and it has a groove on the bottom. You can see the groove here. Just like a regular Frisbee. However, it's a little bit thinner than a regular Frisbee. So as we can notice, it's very, very thin. And that's why it's called a Frisbee golf disc. So our Frisbee golf disc has a rim on the bottom for our finger to hold on to. The way I like to hold it is if I put my hand out like I'm shaking somebody's hand and I put the Frisbee golf disc in it, flat side up, my thumb is on top, my fingers are underneath. So on the bottom, I have my index finger and my pointer finger right here. So index finger first, pointer finger, and then my other 2 fingers are tucked under into my fist. So I'm holding that golf disc just like this, and I'm gonna bring it across my body. So if I'm holding it in my right hand, I'm gonna bring that disc to my left hip, and I'm gonna throw it out this way. If I'm left-handed, I'm gonna hold the Frisbee disc in my left hand, bring it to my right hip, and I'm gonna throw it out using my left hand. So right hand or left-handed, that's how you're most comfortable. Some people might be left-handed but throw it right-handed, or might be right-handed and they throw it left-handed. It's all about how you're comfortable. Some people play sports different than they write, so keep that in mind. Try it out different ways if this is your first time playing. So throwing a Frisbee, again, I'm holding my pointer finger and my middle finger underneath of it, my thumb on top. I'm gonna bring it to my left hip in my right hand, flinging it out in the direction I want to travel. So if I throw it towards you guys, I'm gonna let go of it right here. If I let go of it over here, the Frisbee golf disc is gonna go to the left. And if I hold on to it too long and let go of it off to my right side of my body, the disc is gonna shoot out to the right side of the course. So if I wanna go straight on, I like to turn my body a little bit sideways, feet are a little bit further than shoulder width apart, and my front foot, so my right foot, is pointing towards my target. So my toes are pointing towards my target. I'm gonna hold that disc and I'm gonna bring it to my left hip, and then I'm gonna throw it out. And as I release it, as I come out, I release it. So I'm opening my hand up and just letting the Frisbee fly out. And as you can see, it went straight, right towards you guys. And now I'm gonna go get the Frisbee and we're gonna continue on. All right, so we're gonna get started here. And as you can see, I'm at hole number 1. It's a par 3 and it's 235 feet to the hole. You can see I'm standing here on the gravel tee box, and we're gonna try to get going. So if you look down behind me, all the way back down there is the hole. It's a bright orange basket, and we're gonna try to get down there. I have my 3 discs. Let's see how long it takes me to get down there. All right, so I told you we're at tee box number 1, and we're gonna get started here. So again, like I said, the bottom of the Frisbee has that ridge. I'm gonna put my fingers in, and I'm gonna put my thumb on top. I'm gonna bring it to my left hip, and I'm aiming all the way down there for the Frisbee golf basket for hole number 1. So I'm gonna put my feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart. My front foot is gonna face towards the hole. I'm gonna bend my knees a little bit and throw it just like I would throw a regular Frisbee, but with my Frisbee golf disc. All right, so my Frisbee disc landed right here. Now I'm throwing for my shot number 2. Again, heading in that direction, and you're allowed to take a couple steps and throw. So I got my disc. I'm gonna get my stance to take a couple steps. I'm gonna throw. All right, so my disc landed here. I'm shooting par right now. That's 3 shots. I have to get in the hole if I want to get par, but I'm gonna switch to my mid-range disc because I'm a little bit closer to that basket. So again, take my step. All right, so my disc landed right here. I was really close to getting it in for par, but I missed. So now I'm gonna switch to my putter because my putter's for a short distance. So let's see if I can get it in. All right, so as you notice, I hit the top of the basket and it bounced out, so that doesn't count. I gotta throw it one more time, and now that's the end for the hole. So I am 2 over par because I got a 5 on that first hole, and par was par 3. So 2 over, not too bad. Let's move on to hole number 2. All right, so here we are at tee box number 2. It's a par 3 again. It's 226 feet this time, but as you can see, it's a little bit more difficult. So we have all these trees in the way to get down there to that basket. So those trees, that's gonna be the challenging part for me because the other hole was more open. This one's gonna be a little bit more difficult. All right, so my first throw landed right here. As you can see, I use my driver. I'm gonna switch to my mid-range disc though, because I'm a lot closer to the hole. Now, with you guys at home, if you don't have the 3 disc set, that's okay. You just have a regular Frisbee, get outside, use that Frisbee, and come play some Frisbee golf here at the county park. So let's get to my second throw. All right, so my disc landed right here for my second shot. I'm gonna switch to my putter because my putter, I'm right there for the hole. So let's see if I can get a par on this course, because par for this course is 3 shots. All right, so I missed that last one. I misjudged the wind by a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna shoot for 1 over par, so I'm shooting 4. It's a par 3 on this hole, and here we go. So I got 1 over par, so I got 4 for this hole, and we're gonna move on to hole number 3 and see how we do on that. So we're on hole number 3 here. As you can see, it's a par 3 again, 241 feet, so it's a little bit less than 20 feet shorter or longer than the other one. So here we go for hole number 3. I'm in the tee box. That's the gravel area here on the ground. And again, you can take a couple steps, and as long as you stop as you throw it, you're okay. So my first throw, I landed right here. Not so great setup for my second throw because that tree's right in the way. As you can see, if I step to the side a little bit, there's the basket I want to get to, and I don't want to overthrow it because there's water there. So I'm going to use my mid-range disc, and I'm going to start my second throw on the 3rd hole. So here we go. Let's get into it. So my second throw on hole number 3 landed right here. I'm going to switch to my putter because it's a short distance for me to the basket. So let's see if I can land par for hole number 3. All right, there we go. First par on the course, and it's hole number 3, a par 3. Took me 3 shots to get it in, so I landed par for this one here. Let's move on to hole number 4. All right, kids, so we jumped forward here a little bit. I didn't want to make you guys go through every hole with me. I think it would get boring for you guys at home. So I'm now on hole 17. It's a par 4. It's 387 feet to the hole, and it's a little bit further for all the other ones, but let's get into it. All right, so as you can see, my second throw is going to be pretty close to the tee box because I hit a tree, but that's expected when you're out here on the Frisbee golf course and there's a ton of trees around. So let's keep moving towards the hole. All right, we're on shot number 3. This time we're on a par 4, so I get that extra throw. Let's try to go right between those 2 trees there. Right into the tree. All right, so that's not the 2 trees I meant to go through. I meant these 2 trees here, but you know, that's expected when you have trees on the course. So let's go for par from here. All right, so I'm on hole 17. They use the backside of hole number 1, so it's the same basket. So you got to make sure you don't have people coming from the other side while you're playing hole 17. I'm at par. I'm throwing 1 over par with my putter from right here. All right, there we go. That's 1 over par. I have 1 hole left here to go. We're going to move on to hole 18. I'm not going to bore you guys with that today, but get out here and try out this Frisbee golf course here at the county park. It's free to anybody. You just got to go to the front desk, ask the lady for the golf course map. She'll give it to you. You can come with a Frisbee. Again, you don't need a Frisbee golf disc. You can use a regular Frisbee that you have at home, but get out here. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of physical activity. And when you're using that Frisbee, you're using your arm muscles, your shoulder muscles, your back and your chest muscles. So get out there, stay physically active. Use this towards your 150 minutes a week.